Hey guys, Sarge here. What we are going to do, keeping up with the Stuff Hitting the Fan series, we're going to talk about holsters today. And you guys are going to see a couple options that are out there, and they're all a little bit different. But these are holsters that I have put countless hours and days in of carrying. And these are holsters that I 100% bet my life on. I actually carry these holsters, and for me to carry them and give them that vote, I wouldn't do it for pieces of crap holsters that we all know are out there. Okay, so for the first set of holsters, the way I'm gonna run through this, guys, I'm just gonna do one at a time and kind of move them off the table as I talk about them. But what I want you guys to think about is if we are in a stuff is hitting the fan type scenario, okay, and that could be multiple different scenarios, as me and another individual I talk back and forth about. It could be multiple scenarios, but for me and the way that I think about it, I would want to be the biggest example of what a gray man should be, meaning I don't yell, I have a gun. Okay, and what I mean by that is, one, literally, I'm not going to yell, hey, I have a gun. Two, I don't want my appearance to show that I have a gun. So anytime you guys go into, let's say, Cabela's or 511 stores or whatever it is, you guys will see individuals that you can easily identify and say, hey, that dude probably has a gun on him. Well, when we're in situations to where individuals are seeking certain things, I don't want to give off the impression that either I'm a threat towards them or I have something that they want. Okay, and I don't want to give that up. So the best way to do that for me is by concealing what you have. So individuals that they have their war belts and they have all that cool stuff that's awesome for immediate conflict. That is not something that I think you should just be walking around with. Or if you're in a situation where you're bugging out to another location and you run into groups of other people, it's very easy to just show like, hey, we're just walking, whatever, as opposed to having all your guns exposed and everything else. And now they know where all the guns are, right? So that's kind of the thought process I have with it. What I will say is you're only going to see two styles of holsters, and that's leather and kydex. It's very important. Those are the only ones that I run. If you guys use another form that's not leather or kydex for a holster, good for you. That's not for me. Okay, so the first holster we're going to talk about, guys, I've had pretty good experience with them. I've had no issues from them. My students actually have bought a couple of these, and they've all said excellent things about them. It is Eclipse Holsters, and I use their inside the waistband for my Glock. As you'll see, I put the loops on it. The biggest reason why I put loops on holsters, some of the clips, I don't have any laying around, but some of the clips that companies put on their holsters do not properly seat underneath your belt. And it'll feel like it does, it might look like it does, but when you get to moving around, or if you draw your pistol and holster it, that clip comes undone. It does not hold the holster as secure to your belt as having loops snapping around your belt into place. So I don't want the holster coming out with the gun. That's kind of the whole point of it, right? So I will generally run loops, except for certain examples, which we'll get into momentarily. Another holster that I'll run, and this will be one of the leather options that I have. This is a Don Hume holster, and Don Hume's been making leather holsters for a very long time. Okay, but this one is about I think about $50, but it's excellent quality, really nice craftsmanship. I will wear this in the appendix whenever I have my full size gun, my carry gun, whatever it is, on my 3 o'clock. So, very nice, but this is Don Hume, and I'll put a link for it down in the description as well. Next up, what we have is a Blackheart Tactical inside the waistband light bearing holster. Now, I think if you're running EDC, especially in certain situations like that, having a light mounted to your pistol could be paramount for you, right? So we need to make sure we have a good holster for it. And for me, the best light bearing holster I've worn in the appendix has been this holster from Blackheart Tactical. So go over, check them out, guys. Like I said, I'll put a link down in the description for them. But these are phenomenal holsters. I've never had an issue from them. So definitely in a stuff hit the fan scenario, this would be a holster I'm bringing with me for sure. Next up, these two are both from McKenna Tech. This one is for my 1911. And I will tell you, I can appendix carry a government model 1911 with no issues with this holster. It is very nice craftsmanship. I've had zero issues from it. And with the wing on there as well, you can completely conceal a government model 1911. The way that he set up the ride height on these are phenomenal. There's no issues. And if you remember what I just said about clips, this is one of the only clips that I will run because it properly secures underneath the belt and it has enough space to seat into place. So I've never had an issue with this clip coming undone. So McKenna Tech, definitely a thumbs up. The second McKenna Tech option I have is their appendix rig. I believe that's the name on their website, but you'll see it. It's the only one that looks like this. I am a huge fan of the one-piece appendix rigs. I've seen some of them where they're like paracord or where they're done with like screws and stuff. I'm not a huge fan of those, but this one piece I am a big fan of. Okay, and this is for my Glock 26. Very nice holster, guys. And what you'll see on here is I actually have ulti clips. So these ulti clips have proven to be pretty impressive, and I've told a lot of my students about them, and that's actually what some of them carry every day. But these ulti clips clip onto your clothing instead of your belt. So what I run these with is sometimes when I am speaking for active shooter presentations or things like that, I will generally have a shirt tucked in, right? So in scenarios where you have to dress a little bit nicer, you can run your belt over top of these clips and nobody knows you have a gun on. Okay, so it's very cool. I've seen other tuckable holsters where you tuck them in, but people can still see the clip, the loop, or whatever you're using because it's over the belt. The belt runs over these because these clip on to the material within your pants. I apologize for hitting the camera there. So that's something to think about, okay? So I really think that's a cool design. Like I said, again, these two are from McKenna Tech. This has been a very nice holster. The next option, and this is for a 1911 again, this is a G-code incog, and I have these as well for my Glocks. The only one I had around close enough with me was for the 1911 though. This also runs a clip, but the clip is the best clip I've ever seen, and this is more of like a loop than it is a clip. But G-code incog, my understanding, they partnered with Travis Haley. It's why it has his company logo on it for the coming up with the design for this. I carried this holster every single day for a year. And to tell you that this is probably my favorite line of holsters would be an understatement. They are phenomenal holsters. So G-code incog. Now, that is almost it for the Kydex lineup. What I want to get into real quick is leather. Because I've been finding myself carrying leather holsters more often than carrying Kydex holsters, right? And leather and Kydex both have pros and cons that people can talk about. For me, if you get the right style of leather, it's done by the right maker, you won't have any issues with it. Get reinforced, and what I mean by reinforced is so if you go to draw the pistol out, right, in your belt, and let's just say that your belt goes back to place, you don't want your holster collapsing, which is what would happen. This is reinforced, so it's holding itself in place, and there is no movement in there. It is the exact same as Kydex, to where without the gun being in it, it keeps its form, right? So that is a benefit of having the reinforced leather. If you don't have reinforced leather, it is not going to do that. Okay, my number one choice for leather manufacturer in holsters is Side-Guard leather holsters. I carry this at the 3 o'clock and at the appendix, and he offers several different styles. I cannot speak highly enough about them. Okay, so Side-Guard leather, I'll put the link down in the description. Now, I'm saving this one for last. This is probably my favorite holster that I'm getting ready to show you guys. Okay, this is my Safariland 578 GLS. As you'll see, it is the only outside the waistband option I'm showing you guys, but just because I say outside the waistband does not mean I'm saying open carry. So this holster pulls tight to your body. So if you have a jacket, you're good, but even a bigger shirt, you can throw it over there and you'll be just fine. Okay, it comes with a paddle attachment and it comes with a belt slide attachment. So if I wanted this to get a little bit close to my body, I could run the belt slide and I would have no issues concealing this holster. My favorite thing about this holster, and you guys can go and see the other YouTube video I did for it, this fits every pistol I own. So every pistol I own will fit in this holster, whether it's my Glock, my 1911, my SIG P220 Legion, they all fit in this holster. So in a situation where, you know, stuff has hit the fan and I'm needing to throw a gun on, get out, get all the bags packed, whatever it is, it would be much easier for me just to throw that on and hurry up, conceal it, and put the rest of the stuff in the bag till I get to a location to where I can go through things and set them up properly. So having a holster that can kind of do it all is definitely a plus, and being able to conceal it is even better because I don't want to make myself a target. What I like about it as well is it is level 2. Here's the retention release right here, so you depress the lever and the pistol will come out of the holster. So definitely stuff to look at, guys. This is my choice for holsters if stuff were to hit the fan. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you guys run Kydex leather? Is there another option out there? For me, my biggest thing is I don't like things getting in trigger guards, and I like the pistol having retention to where it doesn't fall out of the holster. And I've just found with leather and Kydex, they don't have that problem. Okay, some cheaper leather companies, leather holster companies, they have no retention to them. If you get proper leather holsters by real craftsmen, you won't have an issue. So I'll put the link to all this down in the description, guys. Like I said, let me know what you all think about it down in the comments. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you did not like the video, give me a thumbs up anyway, because that's a nice thing to do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see the other videos coming out. And I plan on doing a pistol profile, if you will, one at a time coming up here in the future, okay? So it'll be like my stuff hit the fan pistol profile Glock 19 or 1911 or P220, and I'll go in detail to where if I was going to use those pistols for stuff hitting the fan, a certain criteria list that I would have for them before I would call them ready for those situations. Okay, so those are new videos I'm working on, guys. I got a lot of time to kind of bounce some ideas off other individuals and come out with new content for you all. So it'll be pretty cool, guys. But as always, stay tuned for more. Sarge out.